What is up, everybody? Steve here. I hope you are doing well. I took a little break and I am back to give you guys some good information, especially if you guys are in the market to either buy or sell real estate right now. In today's market, there is an opportunity if you're a seller to get a higher price for your property, especially if it's just sitting on the market. And if you're a buyer, it's an opportune time to actually get a mortgage rate not at 6.5%, not at 7%, not at 8%, but maybe 3%, maybe 2.75%, maybe 2.5%. So if you guys are in this camp or you guys know somebody that's in this camp, please pass along this video. Today's video is about basically looking at real estate a little differently. We're looking at real estate in terms of not necessarily the asset being the piece of property, but the asset more so is the actual debt. And I'm talking about 30-year or 15-year fixed mortgage debt that's safe, it's secured by a piece of real estate. So how do we get these properties? There's really two ways. One is called subject to financing, and that's a lot more advanced. That's more for real estate investors that know what they're doing. And I'm gonna bring you guys through other properties like that we're going to be acquiring, picking up properties subject to financing. So if you're not a subscriber and you wanna see those videos, consider subscribing. The other option is what's called an assumable mortgage. And we're gonna talk about assumable mortgages and exactly what they are and how you can go about finding out if your property, if you're trying to sell, is assumable, or if you're buying, how to go about doing that. Now, what most people don't understand is most FHA, VA, and USDA loans are assumable. Now, all three of those loan types all carry a qualifying assumable loan, which means any owner-occupant buyer can qualify using the same standard the loan was issued under with the existing mortgage servicer. Now, it's important to know this is for owner occupants only. This is not for investors. Now, VA loans can be assumed by both veterans and non-veterans. Veteran to veteran assumptions will allow the buyer to substitute their VA entitlement onto the loan and release the seller's entitlement for use on a future VA loan. So if you are selling your property and you bought the property using a VA loan, it's probably in your best benefit to actually sell the property if you're gonna allow a buyer to assume your mortgage to sell that property to another veteran. So it frees up the VA entitlement so you can go ahead and buy another property utilizing a VA loan again. Now, FHA and USDA have no such entitlement issues, and each circumstance is different. So you guys are going to have to look into each individual loans and see what the specific terminology in each loan says about that loan and its assumption procedures. Okay, now let's get into it. If you are a seller, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to review your loan package. If you don't have it, call your lender, but you could also get on the phone, call your lender, and talk to somebody in the department about your loan and about the assumption procedures. You can find out all the details about your loan, if it's assumable, what the process is, and so forth. Now, why would a seller want to do this? It's important that a seller does exercise their options because right now, everything is payment sensitive. Mortgage rates have skyrocketed with high real estate prices. So if you guys are going to market, you should not just be marketing about the property specifically, but you should be marketing the actual debt, the assumption of the debt. So I would include in your marketing details what the interest rate is, how many more years are left on the loan, and also the monthly price. So something along the lines of assumable mortgage, buy this property, assuming the existing mortgage, current principal and interest, PITI, or principal and interest, is $14.30 per month. And you might have to add some additional details, talk to your local professional or your local realtor about how to market that correctly. But it's important that you guys are marketing payment. Look, all any car dealership or any boat dealership or anything related to any kind of toy out there, if they're offering financing, what do they market mainly? They don't market a $60,000 price. They market $600 a month. It's all based on payment. So you guys are going to have leverage if you're currently trying to sell your property and you have an assumable loan. You guys are going to have leverage in selling that property and selling it faster. Now, if you're a buyer, as mentioned, the debt is the asset, so you're able to get into a property that maybe you were looking at, say a $300,000-$400,000 property, and current rates are 6.5%, 7%. When you calculate your mortgage out, that could be several $100s more per month. And you might be able to find a property that is assumable, and you're going to lock into, say, 2.8%. You're going to save significant money monthly and significant on interest that you're going to be paying. Now, how does a buyer find these properties? For one thing, not all sellers and not all real estate agents are marketing these properties as assumable mortgages. So you have to go and you have to get on the phones, or you have to get your real estate agent, get on the phones and call these agents, call these sellers. And unfortunately, in many circumstances, you're going to have to educate these sellers and educate these listing agents, because they don't know if the loans are assumable either. However, the least path of resistance at this time to kind of start searching around in your local area is to get on a website like Zillow, and I'm going to walk you through it right now. All right, so I'm just going to open a new window in Zillow here. I'm not even going to put in an area or anything, but I'm going to go over here to more. Scroll all the way down, and then keywords, I'm gonna put assumable. I'm gonna hit apply, and I'm gonna get rid of land, so we're not dealing with any kind of land. And then let's just scroll into, let's check out like Port Charlotte, Florida. Now, this is not 100% because there are assumable insurance policies. There's other assumable things that I've seen, like for example, people would have to assume certain contractor liens, like if somebody put solar panels on the property. So you really have to dig deep. A better approach, if you guys know exactly where you're going to be buying, is to just start reaching out to real estate agents and finding out, or sellers, to find out if the property is assumable. But if we come over to this property, priced at $299 in Port Charlotte, Florida, I scroll down, and then I'm just going to review the remarks here and find assumable, and sure enough, we can see an assumable VA loan is available with a lower interest rate than what is offered otherwise. And that's your opportune time to call that listing agent, find out those terms and how much is left on the mortgage, and get all those details. And this could be an opportune time to pick up a property with a very low interest rate. Again, if you're in this camp, give me a thumbs up if this helped you guys out. And if you know somebody else that could utilize the information in this video, please pass this along, as we're just trying to help other people. And as always, I appreciate you guys being with me here today, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks a lot.